This video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Looking for that last card to complete your online deck, or just to get the latest booster packs in town, they literally have everything, even the Fusion Strike stuff. So be sure to head over to the website PotownStore.com and use that coupon code ZapDoesTCG for 5% off. Also, head over to cardsmarket.com if you're a European player. This website is fantastic. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe, and I personally use it every single day to get rid of cards that I don't need to buy new ones. Use the referral name ZapDoesTCG and you're helping out the channel tremendously. Last but certainly not least is yourplaymat.com. This website is fantastic when you create your own unique custom playmat. They ship worldwide, and of course right now you can get 10% off by clicking the link down below. So start creating your own unique custom playmat for the new season. So thanks for sticking with the commercials. Let's get this video on the roll. Peace. What's up YouTube, it's ZapDoesTCG here and welcome back to our TCG live stream on my channel. This time around I need your help, so we actually did a poll over at Verbank to determine which are going to be the best decks with Brilliant Stars. It's still unclear as of late, so I want to be actually celebrating today with you guys because Brilliant Stars is going to be super impactful. We're going to get back Ultra Ball, we're going to get back Tapu Lele with Wonder Tech in the form of Lumineon V, there's going to be a Bibarel allowing you to draw cards, there's a Manaphy which is the bench blocker which is back in the format. So many things happening all at once, and we get the VSTARs included as well. So who is already in here? Mika Miller, we have Bryn Turner, Federico Bonetti, Save the Snums is already in here. What do you guys think about Cinderace when Brilliant Stars comes out? Bench protection, extra energy acceleration is interesting. Manson Wayne in here as well. Hi everybody, thanks for being here. Naz the Coon. So we're going to be starting off very nice and significantly saying that there's so many decks viable in this format. So look at all these decks that are on the screen right now. If you want to be making your own tier list, there's of course a link in the description, but don't do that right now. We're going to be doing it together and creating the best tier list that we can possibly come up with. So hello from France, where are you guys from? People are now joining in, so we're going to be live streaming until we completed this insane tier list. So if you are watching this as a YouTube video, be sure to rock the hell out of the like button. It helps out in many ways. And as always, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're gonna get daily Pokemon TCG content. And I'm also doing expanded as of late. So I'm doing everything TCG. So let's just go. Let's see here. First of all, we also want to be thanking everybody that helped out on Verbank here. So we have the Verbank post. People still are voting in here. So I actually posted the question, which Pokemon deck do you think is going to be the strongest with Brilliant Stars? And by a long mile, Mew VMAX is going to still be the best deck in format. Everybody seems to be agreeing up on here. I actually put down every single deck out there. So look at this. This is exactly the same list that I'm actually utilizing here on the tier list maker. So it's going to be going back and back. Legend of Flow, thanks for being here. There's a hello from Chicago, from Germany, from Netherlands. From the Netherlands is very cool. Sophie in here as well. Thank you everybody for being here. So let's just start off. People are just arguing and not disagreeing at all. Mew VMAX is the best deck in the format. Will that ever change? Who knows? We already see a lot of Darkness decks coming out of the woodworks. We've seen One Prize Galarian Moltres doing great. We've seen Weezing decks, Sableye decks. So many decks all together just want to hunt down on that Mew VMAX weakness. Will it still be the best deck? Yes. And the reason for that is that Fusion Strike actually gave Mew VMAX everything. It has free retreat, it has energy acceleration with Elasa Sparkle, it can draw a bazillion amount of cards with the Genesect and the Fusion Strike system. You have Chrematic to search out Elasa Sparkle, and you can actually make sure you can find that because you can draw so many cards because you discard a card from hand when utilizing the Chrematic. So you can donk opponents. You now have Choice Belt at your disposal, slapping more damage with the Fusion Strike, with the Technoblast. So Technoblast slapping a whopping 240 again. So yeah, you're gonna be donking everything. And I've been playing a lot with Charizard V-Star as of late, and at some matches I just got donked instantly with Mew VMAX still being as strong as it is. So yeah, people saying like Gengar VMAX about to come up. Maybe we have hey dudes, everybody, thanks for joining in here. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. say. So VMAX, best deck in the format. We're also going to be talking about another deck that actually is still very strong. And I think it's going to be remaining strong just because of the fact we're getting like very great lightning stuff. It's going to be single strike Urshifu and Umbreon. This is still going to be super impactful because Umbreon hits weakness against VMAX, but as we've learned, because VMAX is just super strong, it can still win that matchup, but not always. So it still is great in the format. Fighting type will also allow you to knock out Arceus V-Star. Arceus V-Star is weak to fighting, and if you have not seen it before, Arceus V-Star, let's just give a little slide Arceus V-Star over here. Let's just showcase what it's all about. People are saying like this is going to be the best deck in format. It is weak to fighting. Look at this, weak to fighting, and that's why I still think that Urshifu is going to be smacking the hell out of all Arceuses around, unless they're playing Dunsparce. They could be running Dunsparce, but you can knock out the Dunsparce first by gusting with Umbreon, and then yeah, do your havoc. But yeah, it's going to be impactful. Still going to be very great, and you have great typing across the format. So nothing has changed here. Control getting a big buff. Yeah, save the snomps. You are totally right. Why not live stream tabletop? Yeah, I want to be doing some live stream tabletop, but I don't have the equipment for it right now. So maybe I can do that in the future. Maybe with the upcoming set, the set in May, maybe I can purchase some equipment to just do that. For now, we're gonna be talking about the tier list. So 76 people already in here. So glad you guys can already help out. If I am not agreeing upon a deck, you can definitely help me out. All right, let's go. Let's just take a new deck, right? People want to be seeing new decks. What do you guys think of Charizard V-Star? I will put it in tier 1.5. What do you guys think? Tier 1.5? Is it too high? Should it be tier 1? I have tested it out and it's definitely not tier 1 because sometimes you whiff out on stuff, although you have so many capabilities. You can play with Arceus, allowing you to play the double turbo energies in your list, which allows you to actually attack with Ninetales very significantly. You have the Magma Basing, allowing you to accelerate energies and then equip that double turbo energy onto Ninetales. You have Entei, which you can utilize, and you also have the one prize Moltres slapping 90 damage. What do you guys feel about Charizard V-Star? Tier 1.5, tier 2, make it an S tier? Yeah, we still need to make sure that yeah, the correct build has been made. So in the first couple of weeks when Brilliant Stars rolls out, we're gonna be seeing Star, but we are still not clear on whether it's going to be the best deck. And out of nowhere, maybe after a couple of weeks, we see that yeah, the thing here is that they will include some busted list out of nowhere, winning a tournament, and yeah, that's going to be Charizard V-Star. So we see tier 2, tier 2, 1.5, tier 1. Will we see regular plays of Toy Catcher, because you can ping with Manaphy with Inteleon and then gust it up? Maybe. That's interesting. Very interesting. They're Galvin. There's tier 1, Snorlax tier 2. Tier 1.5 is alright. People from Japan in here as well, so cool. We're gonna be leaving at tier 1.5. I am very certain that's going to be the first couple of weeks. It could still drop down in the tier. And yes, I know it's still weak to water, so Ice Rider and of course Suicune are still in the format, so you have to be worried a little bit. I'm also reading the chat a little bit, so just doing it off script, going into this video just together with you guys. That's what I want to be. I love doing that because in the past I made these tier lists and I did them all by myself. Right now we are gonna get help. Ninja Charizard against Suicune. Okay, sure, we're leaving it at 1.5. Moving forward, Control 1.5 as well. People are saying tier 2, tier 1.5. Let me just state this out. We have Manaphy to protect your bench, so no multiple KOs at once. You have double turbo energy, so with Yveltal you can get rid of 3 special energies altogether. You have the Floatzel, which can get 2 item cards back from the discard pile. We have the new Team Yell Cheer, which allows you to shuffle in any combination of Pokemon and supporters back into your deck. Will it be tier 2 or tier 1.5? Tier 1? Tier 1 is the Control actually so good? I have not played Control, but is it going to be as broken as Pidgeotto Control, that even like regular people are starting to play it because it's just that good? 1.5 tier 1. Floatzel, for the people that don't know, Floatzel allows you for 1 water energy, allowing you to get 2 item cards back into your hand. That could be Palpad Crushing Hammer, that could be Crushing Hammer, that could be whatever you want. Fan of Waves, it happens. Tier 1.5, the best decks usually play super low energy counts. Tier 1, I'd say Floatzel is broke and underrated. Huh. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking it's going to be very high. So we're going to be leaving it very high. And I think it will actually be a build that Mew VMAX will need to be afraid of, because Floatzel can actually use Yveltal to get rid of all these special energies. I know Mew could be running like the Roseanne's research, or the Roseanne's backup to get back one fusion energy, but I don't know. Giving me Oranguru flashbacks. How much HP? 110 HP. Floatzel, you can get it out with the Zoroark from Evolving Skies, turning it into the Floatzel, and you can just attach and go crazy. It's gonna be Zoro water control. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, control versus me, 100% win rate. Yeah, we're gonna be leaving it at 1.5. 91 people in here trying to complete the one and only tier list here. Let's leave it at 1.5. Is it better than Charizard? Who knows? Okay, moving forward is going to be an interesting one. Let's just talk about Raichu, shall we? We're going to be talking about some new decks first, because, yeah, some people cannot stay for the entire stream. So let's just give everybody what they want. Here is Raichu. Raichu can be paired with Flaffy to get insane damage output, like we've seen with the one and only Blacephalon GX. Blacephalon GX had Mind Blown, putting him in the Lost Zone. Raichu just discards them and you can get them back with Flaffy, meaning you can get endless loops of Dynamic Spark, and Dynamic Spark slaps 60 damage for every energy on your field you're willing to discard if it's a lightning energy. You can also pair this with some one-price Pokemon in the form of the Zekrom with Auto Paralysis. You can pair this with the Zapdos, which can snipe 160. You can also pair this with some interesting two-pricers in the form of Vikavolt V and 2 Item Lock, and you could also combine it with maybe Bolton to get some energy acceleration going. So lots of capabilities with this deck. Raichu tier 2, tier 2, tier 2. There's a lot of tier 2s. Okay, tier 2 it is. Can you say hi to me? Hi, I love BTS. Cool, everybody is in here. Interesting. Raichu tier 3, sorry. Have people tested it out? Raichu is cool archetype, but the Urshifus will drop it down in the tier list. Lack of draw, I agree. So people, we can kind of agree upon that Raichu will be tier 2, right? So there's already like 8 people saying tier 2. I guess it's gonna have to be that. The bad thing is, of course, the weakness. Single Strike destroys it. Raichu has a low HP. Mew destroys it. And also Arceus can one-hit KO it with, of course, a choice belt. With the help of double turbo energy and just an attachment. So yeah, tier 2. I love your videos. Thank you everybody for being here. If you enjoy yeah, what we're doing every single day on the channel, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out so much. And this is going to be a live stream instead of an upload, so you guys can get your opinion thrown into the video instantly. How cool is that? Okay, moving forward, what are the... let's talk about a controversial pick here. Matt's Party. Who's in for a party? What do you guys feel about Matt's Party? It is coming back. You have Manaphy to protect your bench, so double Urshifu snipes and stuff, not working out. You have Jolteon stuff, not working out, because you can protect your bench with Manaphy. You have the double turbo energy, and you have Choice Belt. Choice Belt getting you extra damage output. What do you feel about Matt's Party? I'm very curious to hear your opinion. Tier 3. We already seen our first tier 3. Could it be tier 3? Tier 2? Tier 3? Can Matt Party come back? Or will Inteleon with quick shooting still get the better hold of the deck like this? I don't see Inteleon in a lot of these tier 1 decks. Inteleon is not in the Mew deck. It's not in the Urshifu deck. It's not in the Charizard deck. So it's not in the Raichu deck. So can Matt Party come back? What do you guys feel? Tier 2.5? Tier 2? Put it in tier 3 and bring Malamar to tier S. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay. 1.5 Ultra Ball, Bench Barrier, Choice Belt. Yeah, I need to say more. Matt Party. It was a good deck during its glory days, by the way. The only thing that kept it down was like ADP. Matt is decent, but I don't know. Matt Party is worse than Malamar. Yeah, maybe so. Should it add a rogue section? Yeah, maybe we should add a rogue section. But I thought about all the decks that performed pretty well during the last couple of months. So yeah, a lot of people saying tier 3, so that's where it sticks. That's where it sticks for now. Moving forward, Centiskorch going back in the format. Tier 2? Tier 1.5? What do you guys feel about Centiskorch VMAX? You get the Magma Basin, you get the one prize Galarian, the one prize regular Moltres, slapping 90 damage. You have access to Kindler to, of course, cherry pick some of your cards. You have access to the Bibarel, which allows you to draw back up to 5. Rapid Strike Urshifu rage quits when they see Manaphy. Maybe. They could be having a crazy rogue play around it. Tier 3. Tier 1.5, Tier 2, that's very far apart from each other. I don't know. How do we feel about Centiskorch? Taking the HP from Basin hurts. Yeah, that does hurt. Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 1.5, 1.5. Lots of 1.5s here for the Centiskorch VMAX. Huh. Same problem as Charizard. Ice Rider will be big. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Ice Rider after Centiskorch, so we have a little bit of an understanding. So, Centiskorch VMAX. I love the fact that you can attack. If you go first, second turn, you can get some big damage output. Tier 2, Tier 1.5, Tier 1.5, Tier 2. Lots of people saying just Tier 2. Tier 3, since Mega Basin support does only on the bench. Okay. Centiskorch dropping down to Tier 3, I guess. But there's also a lot of people saying 1.5 though. Tier 3 because there are more stronger VMAXs out there. Okay, Tier 3 it is. I'm sorry, Centiskorch. The people have decided here. So 120 people in here. That's crazy. Okay, what else? Durant, another one of these decks that you say like, was good. Will it be struck down from the Tier 2 slots? It was actually Tier 1.5 during its glory days because of the fact that all the special decks, actually all the decks play special energies. Now that is not true anymore. We have Raichu playing basic lightning energies, and we have Charizard playing basic fire energies. Love the background music. I recognize it from the Hoenn games. Yeah, correct. You are correct, Matthew. So yeah, rest in peace, Welder. Exactly. So 1.5 I see, Durant. Do you still think Durant is good? Durant is like that tower Pokemon with the skyscraper ability, blocking damage from Pokemon with special energies. So that means stuff like Rapid Strike energy, Single Strike energy, Fusion energy, Double Turbo energy. Tier 2? Any Durant fans out there? Durant is of course Tier 1.5. People are less and less playing Pad because of Arceus. Durant 1.5 or 2 since it's nice in the meta. Yeah, you have Crushing Hammers, you have the Flannery, we have the Crystal Cave to heal, we have Zacian to draw, but being weak to fire does mean it's a little bit tight. Tier 2 because of Path to the Peak. Durant also doesn't care about DCE, will stay 1.5. Tier 2 is okay, Tier 2 is okay, Tier 2, no. Tier 2 for Durant? Lots of people saying 1.5 though. It also gains Choice Belt, which allows it to slap 250. Does that make a difference? Probably not in the bit, not quite a bit. Charizard demolishes the Durant. Yeah, but Charizard has its own consistency issues. Okay, moving forward. Can we finally talk about Ice Rider and it being very good? Yeah, Ice Rider Path to the Peak. I think it's Tier 1. People have already indicated that with Path to the Peak, you can shut down a lot of decks. You can shut down the Arceus VSTAR ability, actually the VSTAR power, I would say. You have access to Melanie to instantly attack, and you now have Choice Helmet, allowing you to can slap for 280 with quick shooters. If you have 2 quick shooters, that's 320. That's perfect. 320 is the number to hit, and that's going to be huge. You can either play it with Crushing Hammers and just a quick shooter. Yeah, Tier S, no questions, no questions. Yeah, over Mew even. Maybe like this, right? Ice Rider becomes good. You one-hit KO all the fire stuff. You're not afraid of the Durant. If you are weak to metal, which means you can also take a hit at Raichu, you can easily KO that with the Max Lance. You have access to quick shooters on top of your max 280 damage output for 2 energies. Yeah, that's nuts. If people are not convinced yet, you have so many outs now. Choice Helmet and Melanie and Shady Dealings and all the good stuff and destroying Tier 1 for sure. Above Umbreon, yeah. Really, Tier 1. Yeah, get your hands on some Ice Riders. I think it's very good. I think it is very good. Choice Belt plus Leon and Ice Rider will one-hit KO VMAXs. Yes, exactly. Ice Rider is good. Now let's talk about a meme deck, shall we? Kyogre Craiganol. Yeah, I've put some of these in here just for the memes. Don't play this in a competitive environment. You're probably not going to be winning. Moving forward, Salazzle Butterfree. What about Shadow Rider Whimsicott? We're going to get to that very shortly. Salazzle Butterfree. Salazzle Butterfree, let me explain, has of course the attack for just a double colorless energy, which means you can utilize twin energy or the double turbo energy. Very significant. You no longer need Raihan or anything. Butterfree can instantly evolve with the Caterpie to the Metapod to the Butterfree with of course the Turffield Stadium searching out the stage 1 and stage 2 grass Pokemon. And of course with Choice Belt, you're gonna hit that magical 300 number, and if they're burned and poisoned, they get to 330. A one prizer being able to one-hit KO all VMAXs in town is very significant. The problem I could see here is that the fusion energy is a problem, right? Abilities done to Pokemon, that is a problem. So might want to be running Fan of Waves in here. Maybe like 2 Fan of Waves. So has a problem against Mew, by the way, just because of that annoying situation with fusion energies. Other than that, I can one-hit KO anything for just 1 energy. Mew still best deck in format. It is. I'm afraid to say it. It is still the best deck in format. Going on PTC Joe to get Ice Rider pieces. Anyone want trade? Yeah, makes sense. Mew still owning in Japan, of course. What do we see? Tier 3, it's Rogue. Tier 3 is easily countered. Yeah, it's easily countered. You can also play that Galarian Rapidash. I think it was from the early Sun and Moon set, Sword and Shield set, which can shut down this deck instantly. So tier 3 it becomes. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? It's here. It's my boy. It's Malamar. Malamar tier 1, finally. Malamar tier 1. Anyone in the chat want to correct me? Anyone out there? Let me just explain. We have a new Minchino, which allows you to get 2 Pokemon, 2 basic Pokemon with its attack if you just happen to start with it. So we have Minchino. You have access to the Manaphy, protecting your bench from Jolteon and Rapid Strike, Urshifu, and any snipe shenanigans. You have infinite damage output with the Rapid Strike Tentacles. Tier 1.5. Meme deck. People saying meme deck, okay. My man, tier 1, 1.5, 1.5. There's way too many 1.5, so unfortunately, Malamar is cracked, but could still lose to consistency and bad starts, right? Also, I will try to make the most busted Malamar deck that might climb up to tier 1, but I have to just work on it. I have to work on the Bibarel, so we need to include Bibarel to, of course, draw more cards. And on top of an Octillery and Chinchino, there's so many capabilities with Malamar. New Age Blounce, pretty much like tier 1.75. With Choice Belt, you can also put a Choice Belt to Malamar, slap him more damage. That is correct, although you don't want to do that. It's probably going to be better if it's a Rapid Strike card in the hand, right? How fast is it though? Yeah, lots of tier 1.5. You guys need to be agreeing upon this. Moving forward, we're going to be playing a Rogue deck. Infernape, don't play this. Fire Vortex, very interesting Sinnoh starter. You can actually look at the top 5 cards of your deck. This attack does 80 damage for every energy. But yeah, as we've seen with Flareon VMAX, let's just get Flareon VMAX up on the list. Sometimes that does not work out. And maybe Flareon, instead of don't play this, becomes a tier 3 deck because you can use Magma Basin on top of the Houndoom to just get the energy requirement. So Houndoom, Magma Basin, attach of turn, and then try to spam a lot of energies in here. It's still going to be clunky because they can just get like 2 prizers and stuff to knock you out. Yeah, the V-Stars only give up 2 prize cards, by the way. And Charizard can one-hit KO the Flareon VMAX, and it's also weak to freaking Ice Rider. Tier 3 for the Flareon Houndoom, but it's getting better. That's something I wanted to be showcasing here. Instead of putting it in the don't play this category, we are actually going to be making a very cool deck about Flareon because it actually becomes a little bit better. Okay, moving forward, Durant, another one of those very nasty cards that you don't want to be seeing. Durant, high end of tier 2. Well, is Durant viable? Manaphy makes it tier 1. Hilarious, super hilarious. Not very good, okay. So now we are talking about Durant. Flareon could be good with green support, but we don't have green's exploration in the format. Exactly. Maybe we should slow it down a little bit so the comments come in, because this is like 1 minute delay or something. Maybe, because yeah, OBS technology and stuff. Tool drop, tier 1. Love Durant. Okay, we are here. People talking about Durant. Tier 0, Durant's the best. So, as I was saying with Durant, we have the Curse Shovel, we have double turbo energy, we have the one you're playing the Yveltal to get rid of the Muse special energies, and then play Crushing Hammers and then mill with Durant. We have Rescue Carrier to get back 2 Durants. We have Roseanne's backup to get back a Curse Shovel. We can get back a Durant. We can get back so many stuff. We can get a Gallarmine back. Durant can Boss Trap. Durant is horrible in both ways. With Choice Belt, yeah, okay. Durant 1.5. Durant is horrible. I think tier 2 is fair, to be honest. We still need to test it out though, but we have Manaphy to protect our bench, we have Curse Shovel, we have Double Turbo Energy. These are all additions that the Durant card actually gains. Tier 2, to be fair. Okay. Double Turbo with Pelosan as well. Okay, yeah, the delay is 1 minute, as I expected here. Moving forward, Togekiss. Togekiss enters the building. Also a very interesting deck. Mark my words. Togekiss with a big charm is super nasty for a lot of opponents. Yeah. And for me, Durant is a meme. No, it can be good. Durant is bad. Tier 1, Tier 2. Saludos, everybody. How are you doing? We have been trying to come up with the best tier list ever. So every single deck will be mentioned here. So don't worry if your favorite deck is still not mentioned. Can't wait to see Mill again. We're talking about the Togekiss VMAX having access to Cheren Scare to loop with Cheren Scare. With Cheren Scare, you can get a colorless Pokemon and all cards attached to it back into your hand. So let me just state this. You have Togekiss VMAX. You have a big charm onto it, and you have a double turbo energy, so you can attack with 1 energy. You can get all of that back. You can get the Togekiss V, the Togekiss VMAX, the big charm on top of the double turbo energy, and then if you have another Togekiss V on the bench, you can go in circles. You can go in circles. Low tier 1.5, under the control. Really? Have people tested it out? Tier 1 if you can't get 1 hit KO with big charm, but maybe people play Tool Scrapper. Maybe people play Tool Jammer. You don't know, right? Too many 1-hit KO in the meta. Yeah, Mew VMAX with Power Tablets is an issue. Mew VMAX with the Meloetta, but hear me out. You could be playing Togekiss with Dark Support and Galarian Moltres. You could be playing Togekiss with, of course, the Yveltal with the Double Turbo Energy to get rid of all their special energies. So you can counter against Mew, that is a 1-hit KO deck, but against Single Strike Urshifu, they will need a lot, right? Let me just check out if Togekiss actually has a resistance to fighting. Togekiss VMAX. Alright, Togekiss VMAX has resistance to fighting. It has been stated over here. So that means Single Strike Urshifu, yeah, they will need a lot, right? And you can also play Hammers, Crushing Hammers. Too many 1-hit KO in the format. Yeah, opinion on the Hunch Crow. Ice Rider scary. Yeah, Ice Rider is scary. Also, quick shoot, attack. Like you can quick shoot with the Ice Rider. You can quick shoot Leon, brand the Choice Helmet. Bam! Togekiss exploded in the face. Yeah, interesting. That can still get the 1-hit KO though. I can still get the 1-hit KO. So even with big charm. So Togekiss 1.5. Cheers from Chile. Where are you guys from, folks? Where are you guys from? We're gonna be putting it at 1.5. What else do we have here? What else? Quad Ante, another very interesting deck. Let me just explain what Quad Ante actually is. Quad Ante is a deck revolving around Cape of Toughness, Ante, and an Inteleon engine. Just like Suicune Inteleon, but then with Ante. Ante does not need Melanie, it can just use other supporters for that matter. You can play a high amount of bosses orders, you can set yourself up with Magma Basin, you could also utilize Heat Fire Energy to get yourself to more HP. Ante V with Cape of Toughness and of course the Heat Fire Energy gets you to a freaking 300 HP department, right? That's huge for a 2-prizer. You also hit weakness against Genesects. How about it? Ante V with the Cape of Toughness. Will it still be a great deck or will people just hop on the Charizard hype train? You can also play a 1-prize Moltres in here. It's like Inteleon Ante box. From Belgium, but I'm not there right now. Okay. How do you guys feel about Entei? I really want to know. I think it's going to be one of those decks that still needs to be getting some exploration, because you don't need a Melanie as your support. You could be utilizing Melanie if you want to. You could, because water energies also count for any V Pokemon to accelerate. I would say Entei is an interesting deck. We're going to be putting it at tier 2. Alright. Moving forward, we're going to be talking about... Maybe talking about some meme decks here. Lucario 1 price deck. Allows you to slap 10 damage, plus I believe 60 more for every energy attached to this guy. And you have to discard all energies, right? With Roaring as Rolf, you can get an additional energy on. So that means 10 damage plus 60-60. Just don't play Lucario. Probably will not work out. It will not work out. Let's talk about Pachirisu Honchkrow. Entei will settle as attack and not as his own archetype. Maybe we can shut it down here at tier 3 then. Although Suicune has been performing quite well just with Inteleon as well. So maybe over here. All right. Talking about Pachirisu with Honchkrow V. What do you guys feel? Pachirisu has an attack for a lightning and a colorless energy, allowing you to slap 30 damage for every tool card on your board. You don't have to discard them. And Honchkrow V has the Hunch Hosh ability, allowing it to get Hunch Hosh Stash or something, allowing it to get 4 tool cards equipped. So this Honchkrow can get 4 tool cards. We have some interesting tool cards in the format. We have EXP Share, we have Lucky Egg, we have Cape of Toughness, we have Air Balloon. There's so many good tier 3 Rogue. Feels too hard to set up. Yeah. People saying tier 1, people saying Rogue. What do you think about Pachirisu and Honchkrow? They're like a combination that you can get in the set with Brilliant Stars. Yeah, you can also play Entei with Ludicolo, that is true. Meme deck, Path to the Peak, easy win, yeah. I can understand that. If somebody plays down Path to the Peak, Honchkrow needs to discard tools until he only has 1 remaining. It can do 210 without Honchkrow. Let's imagine you have 3 Honchkrows with 4 tool cards each. That indicates that you actually are able to slap 360 easily. You have EXP Share to get the energy back. You can play Raihan. You will need some sort of a draw power to find your tool cards time and time again. There are too many cards in the deck that are useless. Yeah, you can get Marnie out of the game. You can get Path to the Peak out of the game. Low end of tier 3. Yeah, you guys are totally right. Like it when I have a bad matchup against Chandelure. Talking about Chandelure. Chandelure. Where's that Chandelure fella? Yeah. I have Chandelure here with Alcremie. Because Alcremie is the one from Vivid Voltage. If you evolve into it, the opponent draws a card. Lots of decks. Like, all of the decks have like 33 trainers in total and average, right? That's a lot of cards. If you play Alcremie, like a whole heap of Alcremies. Let's say Alcremie. You just play Milcery, a couple of them down. Alcremie, you have Scoop Up Nets to utilize them, and then everybody draws a card, the opponent as well as yourself. And with Magma Basin, you can set up Chandelure instantly. They cannot play down tool cards with the ability of Chandelure VMAX, and you're slapping 70 damage for every trainer in the opponent's hand. You play Marnie, Alcremie. They draw like 3 cards, and then they have 7 cards in hand, and then bam, let's say they have 3, let's say they have the 4 of them, then you slap 280. It's still not going to be good. It's a meme deck. It's a meme deck. I'm sorry, don't play this. I think Flareon's way better than that Chandelure deck, but I wanted to put it in here, folks. I wanted to put it in here. Let's talk about Urshifu. Urshifu, I think it's going to be the higher end of tier 2. In the past, it was a tier 1 deck, no doubt about it. But with the introduction of Manaphy, I think it actually gets swept down a little bit on the low side. Alright? Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with Melanie. But it also gains Choice Belt, allowing it to slap like more damage to the active. Not that you need that, because Telescopic Sight did the exact same thing for the bench. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. I know it's stored Reckless pet deck. I know that already. And it has been seeing success against Mew VMAX as well. The problem is, how many decks will actually utilize Manaphy? Will single strike decks play Manaphy? Will Jolteon just die off? Huh. Tier 2, tier 1.5. Gonna need to boss the Manaphy, yeah. Don't play the Melanie version, also is something you can think about. Let's put it in tier 2 for now. It actually can climb higher than ever before. There's also 160 freaking people in here, you guys. Whoa, that is a whole... I did not expect when I actually went live this evening that a lot of people will be joining in, because typically I make these videos all by myself, but I wanted to get the inclusion of you guys just so I don't mess up here. So yeah, tier 2 makes sense. You agree? Finally. Okay, moving forward. Suicune Ludicolo. Suicune Ludicolo. This is a deck allowing you to one-hit KO VMAXs with the help of Quick Shooting Inteleon on top of Blizzard Rondo and the Enthusiastic Dance ability of Ludicolo, allowing you to slap 100 damage more during your turn with your basic Pokemon. That means that you can one-hit KO, even you can also one-hit KO the Togekiss VMAX, but probably not going to be happening because they don't have a full bench. You can one-hit KO Charizard, you can hit that for weakness. You don't have a great matchup against Malamar, although you can be utilizing your Shady Dealings Inteleon to actually get some of the upper hand combinations going. You also quick shoot, so the Manaphy won't help. A little bit higher. How do you guys feel about Suicune Ludicolo? You should live stream more, I would watch. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll try to do that more often. Definitely with the team challenges coming up, I still don't know what to play. It's next month and I have all these deck ideas and I don't know what to play. Anyhow, Suicune Ludicolo, what do you guys think about it? Yeah, Ante is just a better Suicune? Yes and no. It has more HP, it has Magma Basin, but it damages itself, but it has a 3 retreat cost. Just under Malamar. I can figure that out, that's nice. These are actually the best decks in format before the set from Brilliant Stars is gonna come up. Collapse Stadium will nerf Suicune. Ante and Raikou. Collapse Stadium. How many decks will play Collapse Stadium? I could see Control decks playing that. I could see Togekiss playing that. But other than that, I don't think a lot of people will play Collapse Stadium. Yeah, Team Challenge 3 is coming for sure. Okay, moving forward. Gengar. Another interesting card here. Gengar VMAX. One of those decks that performs pretty well, but has its own weaknesses. Fighting might be dropping down the radar because of the fact of Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX being not that popular. Gengar VMAX gains Choice Belt. What does that mean is that with Choice Belt, the base damage output of the G-Max Swallow actually is 280. With 2 single strike energies, you one-hit KO all the VMAXs in town. You also have an easy time against VSTAR Pokemon. Gengar VMAX. Anybody want to be putting it lower than 1.5? Tier 2? Gengar VMAX. It also can punish a lot of decks playing a lot of V Pokemon, like Charizard playing Arceus. 2 Vs at the same time. Low maintenance attacker, single strike. You have Ultra Ball now, being a little bit more consistent. Gengar is pretty good with Choice Belt. Yeah, I would say that. For sure. Slapping 280 base for 3 energies, and 2 of them will probably be single strikes, is very, very good. Gengar is strong. Gengar is like equally strong like Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, but Ice Rider is easier to set up because it only requires 2 energies and you have Melanie. Gengar needs an army of Houndooms to just get going. Gengar is better than tier 2, yeah, tier 1.5. Gengar has 1-hit KO and its weakness, yeah, should be placed in tier 1. The reason why it's not in tier 1, let me just say this, is that people can be playing around it. Just playing only 1 V Pokemon. You can also play Manaphy. You're all weak to fighting. I think Single Strike is the better version out of the Single Strike boxes. Tier 1.5 it is. Yeah, you guys, thank you for helping out, by the way. I appreciate it a ton. And it has been quite the blast. We have so many rogue decks right now. Let's just talk about another popular deck here. Sableye Weezing. Utilizing the ability of Weezing, neutralizing gas to shut down all the abilities in play, including V-Star power abilities. You can utilize Sableye to one-hit KO a Pokemon with the Crazy Claws. It is a super strong situational deck, and it also shuts down Shady Dealings engines completely. Will it still be as strong as it is, or will it be crumbling? 1.5? High tier 2? He was good before, able to one-hit KO, but now everybody's able to one-hit. The problem with Sableye is that in the past you are only facing off against mostly VMAXs, and now V-Stars comes into fruition, which means You get the Toxic going, the Severe Poison, and then you retreat around and attack with Sableye and only get 2 prize cards. You hate Weezing. Right behind Mew. 1 point or 1.5. So many decks with abilities. That is essential. Sableye 1.5? Is it really that good? Gets Bench Barrier. Yeah, what's the first? Malamar dies without abilities. Kills Malamar and Ultra Ball. Yeah. It is true. We should put it here. You guys are totally right. High tier 2. Galarian Weezing. Tier 3. People are in doubt with this list. With the Sableye Weezing. 175 people in here. Also, if you are new, it's the first live stream you're ever watching, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're gonna get daily Pokemon TCG content, whether it's standard, expanded. We're doing everything on this channel, all about the Pokemon TCG here. Yeah, 1.5 it is. Sableye has been determined. So many decks still left. Let's just talk about this deck. Shadow Rider with Whimsicott. I am still not convinced this is going to be insanely good. Still not convinced quite yet. Low end of tier 2. Shadow Rider Colorless VMAX has the Underworld Door, allowing me to get more energies into play and slapping more damage for every energy in play, drawing 2 cards as well. And the Whimsicott VSTAR has the attack, the Tricky Wind, allowing you to actually shut down special energies and tool cards from being played. Shadow Rider shuts down Durant instantly. Shadow Rider can also shut down Rapid Strike Urshifu. The problem I see with Whimsicott here, let me just state this, is that Whimsicott, I know it also has crazy sniping capabilities, which also is very cool to be playing around with. Like, let's say you use Max Guys, it's still not knocked out. You can use Whimsicott to finish it off later. It's a 2-prize Pokemon, very good. You have a Darkness weakness with Shadow Rider, very important here because Umbreon's still good, Gengar's still good, and Sableye's still good. So the problem I would see with Shadow Rider instantly is that the weakness is not good, and the Whimsicott is not going to be doing too much because it states your opponent cannot attach special energies from their hand to their Pokemon, but a lot of special energies come from the deck. Think about Alessa Sparkle. Think about Single Strike Roar. They all come from the deck. They all come from the deck. So yeah. Tier 2 at best. Okay, makes sense. Moving forward, we're gonna be talking about Dhelmise Rillaboom Shaman. This is an interesting deck, right? Hear me out. Dhelmise slaps 240 if I'm not mistaken. Hope this is right. Dhelmise VMAX. You can set it up instantly with Rillaboom if you can get a Rillaboom out. It's 240, right? 240 is an interesting number. Maybe you can play 1 Galarian Zigzagoon and then Choice Belt, you can slap 280. Could be funny, right? It could be so funny. You could be utilizing the Shaman V-Star, which can one-hit KO anything. And yeah, the problem is it's just its inconsistency. You need a stage 2 and a stage 1. There are way better VMAXs out there. Tier 4. Don't play this. Should we play this? Probably not play this, right? Although Shaman V-Star has crazy comeback potential, and it also allows you to heal 120 from your Dhelmise, so haha, tier 3. Okay, moving forward, let's talk about Regidrago. Regidrago gets bench blocker. They're putting it in tier 3. What else? What else turns in tier 3? More Peko Obama Snow. I probably won't be playing this because there's like 1 prizers out there. This also doesn't see a lot of play and it's inconsistent. So I'm putting some decks here in the don't play category. Tapu Koko VMAX now allowing to slap to Chen. Don't play this. Jolteon. This is an interesting pick where I really want to guys your opinion. Will Jolteon be dropping down a tier because of Manaphy, or will people forget Manaphy is a thing and not include it in their list, or will it be some sort of a story like when people are not playing Manaphy, Jolteon becomes big and Rapid Strike Urshifu becomes big? Maybe it's even a little bit better than the Urshifu over here, but I know they can gust up the Manaphy and KO it. They can quick shoot. Next turn, quick shoot, but that takes us so many turns. They can have Rescue Carrier, they can have Ordinary Rod. Manaphy is the pain in existence for these fellas. Oh yeah, we're also almost at 200 viewers, that's insane. Tier 3 Jolteon? Tier 3? Is it tier 3? Think about it, folks. It's Jolteon, it's such a cool Pokemon. Okay, I will not forget Manaphy. Hello everyone, how's everybody? Tier 2? Lower end of tier 2. Depends on how many people actually will be playing. I don't know. Durant still good. Tier 1.5. Rapid Strike with the Metacham. Easy workaround. Quick shoot, quick. But you will need 3 quick shooters to do it though. Or 2 quick shooters and a Galarian Zigzagoon. Yeah, Rapid Strike Urshifu might find a way here. With Rapid Strike Urshifu, you could be going Galarian Zigzagoon. Quick shoot, Metacham, Yoga Loop, bam! G-Max Rapid Flow, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Jolteon also has a low damage output. Jolteon will play Bibarel and Cross Switchers. It could work around Manaphy. Okay. If you guys are certain about it, let's just still put it in tier 2. Such a debatable situation, right? Moving forward, Galarian Moltres with the Hoopa has seen a tremendous amount of success. And that's not even like over exaggerating. It has been seeing so much success because of how dominant Mew is. If Mew is still that dominant, the Hoopa Moltres deck is still going to be good. Hoopa also knocks out weak HP Subbles and the Galarian Moltres caps at 270, but with Choice Belt, you can turn it into 300. Not that 270 and 300 is the difference, but you can knock out VSTARs. That's what I wanted to be making clear here. Lol, Durant and Jolteon in the same tier. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what, 1.5. 1.5 for this Galarian Moltres, I think it was. Who put this on the map, by the way? Tier 1, it's absolutely cracked. Is it absolutely cracked? Galarian Moltres with Hoopa. Choice Belt. Allowing you to slap more damage with the Galarian Moltres, so don't have to worry about the Mew overplaying. Lots of people are hyping it up to be a tier 1.5. Manaphy will force many bosses orders. Yeah, to be wasted on. Yeah, Durant is better than tier 2. Leafeon could be better now. We're gonna be talking about Leafeon very shortly, so let's leave this deck in tier 2 and get Leafeon out of the mix. Leafeon. Don't worry, you can have the Snow Leaf badge. People that don't know, Snow Leaf badge is a super cool tool card to get rid of your weakness and retreat cost. So this means Leafeon has no retreat cost and has no weakness. Meaning Leafeon doesn't have to worry about that new fire support coming and like getting blazed up by an Entei or Charizard V. Leafeon tier 2. Will Leafeon drop down to tier 3 because the fire is gonna be too crazy? We have Centiskorch coming back, Salazzle, Charizard V-Star, Entei. Dude, Duraludon is better than tier 2. Yeah, people are saying, there's a lot of Duraludon fans out there. This has been, combining you guys' inputs together. Duraludon is now tier 2 because there's more decks coming out with basic energies. Also, the Ice Rider is gonna get huge, by the way. Leafeon tier 3, it dies. Will it die? It is able with Choice Belt. You're able to cap to 270, by the way, with people with 2 retreat costs. So let's say you're up against Arceus V. Yeah, that's not enough 270, right? 270 seems mediocre. I used to have a Leafeon VMAX. Mew murders Leafeon. Yeah, that has been the case as of late. Lower tier 3. I'm debating between tier 3 and tier 2 for the Leafeon. What can Leafeon actually win to? It cannot. Raichu has a retreat cost of 1. Leafeon will get Leafeon V-Stars. It's a huge buff. Tier 1, tier 1.5. Leafeon V-Star. We need to know what Leafeon V-Star does before we're able to determine whether it's gonna be better or not. Yo, the Pokemon site gives us nothing. No information for the Leafeon V-Star. Okay, Leave Guard. Okay, we're at card market. Makes sense. Copy and paste. Let's go. Leafeon V-Star. What is this? Leave Guard, 180 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this attack does 30 less damage. That attack is not good. You have Leafeon V-Star. It's just a boss's orders, right? Once during your turn, you can utilize it, the V-Star power, and you have boss's orders. Is that a huge buff? Is that even a huge buff? When you have Leafeon still not being our tool jammer 1.5, 280 is V-Star cap. Yeah. Leafeon on the come up. Everyone will run Tool Scrappers. Leafeon VSTAR is a boss's orders. But you can activate it whenever you want. But most of the time you will need Leafeon VMAX as your main attacker. So you probably will not slap down Leafeon. Because you need room for Subbles. I see a lot of people claiming it to be a tier 1.5 deck. So we're going to be putting it a little bit higher up in the tier. And going at tier 2. Wow, almost 200 people in here. That's super nice to see. We're going to be talking about some more decks right now. People that have just joined in. The classic, the one, the only, Zacian Zamazenta. Zacian Zamazenta, not that that makes any difference because we had Rusted Sword for Zacian, allowing it to slap 30 more damage, so the choice belt does no longer matter too much. It is still one of the decks that is in the middle. We have Zamazenta walling off against VMAXs, but not walling off V-Stars. Zamazenta becomes way, way worse. Zacian only slaps 230. Okay. How will the Zacian deck survive? With so many fire out there, we don't have... we have Metal Coating Energy, but if we use that, our Intrepid Swords will be a less... Does Weezing block V-Star abilities? Yes, it does. It does block V-Star abilities. And the Zacian Zamazenta is an interesting take here because I feel like with fire coming up and with Zamazenta becoming less of a wall, I think it is lower end. The lower end, yeah. Is Raichu even better than Jolteon? Let's just put this a little bit higher, shall we? I'm convinced that Raichu could be higher. Okay. Moving forward, Dragapult. Dragapult is in the same scenario as it ever was, but it does gain the Choice Belt, allowing it to two-shot VMAXs. Makes it a little bit interesting. Zacian Arceus on the list, it's correct. We have another Arceus list over here, I would say. Do we have it? Arceus? Maybe we don't. Maybe we do. Arceus with the Inteleon engine. Could be we have Arceus over here. We're going to be talking about Arceus very shortly. So now we are all about the Dragapult. Dragapult has been slapped down to the wayside ever since Fusion Strike came around. Because everybody hits for Darkness Weakness. I've seen a bazillion Galarian Moltres decks out there punishing the weakness of Dragapult. Path to the Peak is strong with Dragapult. Crushing Hammer is strong with Dragapult. You have Quick Shooting on top of it. On top of the Choice Belt will be interesting. Tier 3, sorry. What can Dragapult do that other decks cannot do? It can win against Malamar. Even with the Manaphy. We don't care about Manaphy. We can still spread as crazy. Tier 3. Tier 3. Arceus Blastoise would be interesting. Okay. Tier 3. Should we put the Dragapult on tier 3? There's only one person saying Dragapult tier 3. That's 2. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dragapult. I'm sorry. Moving forward, Blizzy. Blizzy V with the Cheren Scare. Cheren allows you to pick up the Blizzy V and all cards attached so you can get your Cape of Toughness back. All of your energies back as well. So let's say you have a Blizzy with Cape of Toughness having 300 HP, Blissful, Powerful Slap or Blissful Blast or whatever. Get 10 damage plus 30 more for every energy equipped it to Blizzy, and then you get 3 energies from the discard pile back. You have Lucky Energy. You have ways to heal up with Suspicious Food Tin. Even though you don't need to do that anymore, you can just play Cheren Scare. Although people have been playing with a Lucky Ice Pop as well as Hyper Potion. Okay. Dragapult solid tier 2 with Jolteon. Tier 3, there's more tier 2, so we're gonna be moving Dragapult up to tier 2. Now it's all about the Blizzy, right? Cheren Scare, you can pick it up. Even if you're almost knocked out. I wonder why Whimsicott is tier 2. Yeah. You can watch the video back if you just use your cursor, just rewind a little bit. The video will also come online after this live stream, by the way, so don't worry about it. So as I was saying, Dragapult VMAX is tier 2, and now Blizzy is an interesting card having access to either Cape of Toughness or the Choice Belt. 2 options you could go for. I have seen Blizzy winning a couple of tournaments. Blizzy tier 1.5, it can even be a support to charge up special energies and move to Dusknoir. Interesting. Yeah, there's a Dusknoir moving around the energies. Yeah, Dusknoir, Cheren, Scare. Ah, I see what you're doing there. If people that don't know, Dusknoir allows you to move around special energies. Where's the Decidueye? You want to see Decidueye? Yeah, Decidueye. We're going to be putting it at... Let's see here. Single Strike Urshifu can hit straight through it. Mew VMAX can hit straight through it. Malamar as a deck can just win. You can use quick shootings onto Decidueyes. I don't know. Decidueye... Tier 3, I guess. Unfortunately, Tier 3. Let's talk about a deck I probably wouldn't play. A deck that I probably wouldn't play. Let's see here. This is a deck I probably wouldn't play as Wailord. Because it's just luck dependent. You need your setup. Although you can protect your bench. Could become better. Ah! These decks are all very interesting. We're going to be leaving this at the don't play category. We're going to be talking about... What else? Let's talk about Arceus, shall we? Arceus 1.5. Arceus VSTAR with Inteleon. Blizzy might work with Zoroark. I think people forget about VSTAR attack. Hi everybody, Local, thanks for being here. We have been enjoying ourselves creating the best tier list in the world with you guys. Now we're talking about Arceus with Inteleon. Where would you guys put this on the tier list? Arceus with the crazy ability. V-Star power allows you to get any 2 cards from the deck. You can quick shoot on top of it. You have choice, belt. You can Bosses orders because you can instantly find it. You can have instant consistency with Shady Links on top of Bosses orders. You can combine Arceus V-Star with some counter box attackers. You can be playing with so many things. You can sometimes like double Turbo Energy, a Melanie, double out of nowhere. There's so many good things. Okay. Low tier 1.5 Arceus. Low tier 1.5 or just tier 1.5 in general? Is it better than Charizard? But Charizard also uses the Arceus V-Star, so in that sense, I think Arceus still has to be cracked. Something about the card is good, but the problem is the weakness to fighting. Being able to get one-hit KO by the Mew VMAX also is a little bit troublesome. Okay, moving. 171 people in here talking about all the cool decks in the world. Let's talk about Beedrill with Galarian Birds, one of the decks that I personally love. Galarian Zapdos will be able to one-hit KO Arceus V-Star. This is one of those decks that I really enjoy playing, by the way. I've been playtesting it a little bit these last couple of weeks, and this is one of those decks that if you can get it off, it's awesome. Over Arceus, but over Charizard. Okay, I could understand, it's fine. Now we have Beedrill with the Persistent Sting, knocking out anything with a special energy. Oh, your Arceus V-Star. What energy does it have? Oh, a double turbo energy. Bam, knocked out. Oh, your Suicune has capture energy. Oh, what is it? Bam, knocked out. Oh, your Mew. Look at that. It's a fusion energy. Bang, knocked out. Beedrill is here. Beedrill also knocks out the entire single strike. A lot of decks in tier 1 are still knocked out by the Beedrill, which is good. You have the Galarian Zapdos now. We can utilize that with Galarian, with Raihan. Yeah, the counter decks, we're talking about them right now. The Zapdos also will punish Arceus on top of the Beedrill. Just have to be afraid of like Ice Rider, I would say. Ice Rider is just so good. Yeah, I would put it here, tier 2. Very situational, tier 2 at best. Yeah, I could understand. I could understand you guys. Victini VMAX. The VMAX killer. Or the V Pokemon. The V killer in general. Will you play Victini V-Star? Victini VMAX does get the Magma Basin, allowing it to, if you whiff out on the energy, still get the energy. Super important. Let's see, like, sometimes like the Victini does pop off, but on the other hand, so much water around the top areas. I don't know. Would you put Ice Rider over Mew? Come on! No, still not quite. Mew has more consistency and can dunk. Really important factor, the Mew can dunk. But yeah, Victini VMAX, scary archetype if you're a V Pokemon deck and you go second and the Victini just knocks you out. Not the biggest problem for a lot of the decks in tier 1 because they can just Houndour or Houndoom, just evolve, they can KO you. Putting it on the lower end, Victini. Is it better than the Entei? Probably not. I probably would be playing Entei over the Victini in any day. Any situation. Okay. Moving forward. Torterra. Is this a deck worth looking into? Torterra over here. Genesect V is OP. Torterra with Inteleon. Probably better than this. Probably better than that. Capping out at 300. If you, for every evolution in play, 50 damage. 50 damage times 6. You guessed it, 300. Choice belt, 330. Okay. Torterra, definitely a tier 3 deck. I don't have to think about it too long. Cramorant with Arrokuda. Have the choice belt. We have the double turbo energy. We have the twin energy. Allowing you to slap 60 damage for every Arrokuda you're willing to discard. And you have Manaphy to protect your bench. Probably still not good enough. Slaps 240 easily. It's on the rogue side of things. Maybe it could be better. I have to check it out. Stonejourner tank. This tank has fighting type. Fighting type by its side. So don't sleep on the Stonejourner. Allowing you to actually KO Arceus VSTAR. And also we have 330 HP with Big Charm. You can be a very tanky boy. Even if they want to hit you for with the like the Star Blaze from a Charizard V-Star on top of a choice belt, you still survive if you have Big Charm. Incredible. What's making Ice Rider so good? Let me just say this. You have Leon, choice belt, 1-hit KO VMAXs, you have quick shooting, you have consistency, you can cross switch, you have... I think Ice Rider will be the better deck coming from Brilliant Stars. Just because of Choice Belt. Choice Belt is good. Tier 3, not worth it anymore. Is it not worth it anymore to play Stonejourner? Who can one-hit KO Stonejourner? Malamar. Ice Rider maybe with quick shootings. And Mew. Not worth it anymore. Any other opinions about Stonejourner? Come them in right now. Let me know. No Stonejourner fans out there. Sticking here at tier 2, probably gonna be tier 3, right? And might as well put Dragapult in tier 3 again. I don't know. Lots of tier 2 decks, by the way. You've got Arceus and Ice Rider. Arceus can run Dunsparce, that is true. So yeah, tier 3 for the Stonejourner. Okay. Rayquaza, another one of these decks that you say like, does it get better? It was not bad when it first came out. It was like tier 2.5. Now we get Manaphy to protect our Flaffies. You can play Arceus with... I seen Arceus working out with Rayquaza VMAX as well. You use the attack, the Trinity Burst charge or whatever. Slapping 200, getting 3 energies onto Rayquaza. And then your opponent's like, ooh, this is scary. The Rayquaza can then come out of nowhere and bam, max burst. You have ways to discard your hand with the Azure. On paper, Rayquaza VMAX looks so good. Yeah, people are going to be playing more Tool Scrapper. Rayquaza is kind of OP on paper with max burst. I'd play Green and VMAX with Choice Belt and Lens. And Leon's. That's funny. Just like the old years, Zora GX, everybody had 2 field blowers. Okay. Rayquaza with Arceus actually be tier 2. We're gonna be Rayquaza with Flaffy or Rayquaza with Arceus. Let's just leave Rayquaza and the higher. It can do thousands of damage if you can get enough energies on. Low end of tier 2, I guess. What else? Eternatus, another one of these decks that keeps coming back and forth. I think with Collapse Stadium, it will be on the lower end of the format. It is Darkness though, so it can hit Mew. It can hit the Mew, so maybe get a little bit ahead of myself. But Collapse Stadium is really bad for the Eternatus deck, limiting them with 4 bench Pokemon. And if they already have, of course, a high bench out, they have to discard a lot of bench Pokemon. And if they have like a Crobat in hand, another Stadium, it's going to be bad. The higher tier 2, Eternatus VMAX gets the choice. Yo, what am I saying? Eternatus VMAX, hear me out. Eternatus VMAX, Choice Belt, Galarian Zigzagoons. We're back at it again. Just in the times where tag teams were around, Eternatus was able to one-hit KO them instantly by turn 2. We have now gusting capabilities with the Umbreon VMAX. I think Eternatus might be a deck we're sleeping on here. Tier 3, top tier 2 at lowest. Yeah, don't worry. You can win against Mew VMAX. You can one-hit KO anything. You have 340 freaking HP, the highest HP of the game. Must be better than Durant, right? Must be better than Durant. For sure. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Eternatus. Also, Rapid Strike Urshifu will be lowered down in popularity. Tier 2 still remains in Tier 2. Okay, I hear you guys. A Cinderace VMAX deck with Houndoom is probably a worse version of Single Strike, so don't play it, but it's still in here. The Alcremie deck with Cafe Master is a funny meme deck that we're not going to be playing as well. There's so many meme decks out there that you don't want to be playing. There's Sandaconda VMAX with Cheryl and Spread. His weakness against specific decks. These are... Can we move some decks to... I probably won't play this. Probably won't play the Decidueye. These are decks I probably will still try out. These are nice. Sandaconda, still not good enough, by the way. Looking at this Decidueye, probably would be overdoing it like this. Yeah, we're overranking these a little bit, so it's fine. Okay. This looks like a wonderful tier list, right? We have almost made it through. Still a couple of decks remaining. Hey, Eternatus VMAX looks promising, I know. Let's talk about Wormadam. I'm putting it here on the lower end of tier 3. You might say, "Whoa, Zapdos TCG, what are you doing?" You have, of course, Wormadam, hit and weakness against stuff like Umbreon VMAX. You have Wormadam, the other one, the fighting type, being able to hit weakness against Arceus, being able to hit weakness against Eternatus, Jolteon, etc. But Jolteon drops down a tier. You have to put so many Pokemon in your discard pile to actually get significant damage output, and by that point, I probably would be playing Bundle B over Wormadam, to be perfectly honest with you guys. So that's why I'm putting it at tier 3. You have access to Metal type, Grass type, Fighting type with the Wormadams. You have the double Turbo Energy, lowering the damage output again. So I don't know. You have to play so many Pokemon in your list. Maybe like Research, Talonflame, some sort of a way to discard everything. Okay. Moving forward, Inteleon Rapid Strike. Rapid Strike Inteleon now is able to slap for 140 if you put the energy back in hand. That's not enough. But if you put the Choice Belt on, you're slapping for a 2-shot machine, Inteleon VMAX, and that's where it becomes way better. I think Inteleon VMAX is also a deck that is being slapped on right now. For just one Rapid Strike energy, you can dish out a lot of damage with Choice Belt. You can have Cheryl by infinite healing. What's the Hoopa deck in tier 3 or tier 2? What? Yes, it's in tier 2. It's very good. Check it out on the channel. It has been performing quite well. Why is Single Strike Urshifu so high? It's due to the Ultra Ball edition. Yeah, Ultra Ball allows you for better Crobat plays early on. You can also fetch your Pokemon you want. Evolution Essence will still be played in the deck, but the reason why it's still good is that it just has so many good things in the deck. It's tier 1 right now, and it will not drop down a tier because you have Gusting, great typings and stuff. Tier 1, tier 1.5. People saying here about the Rapid Strike Inteleon. Now having Choice Belt. Now having Ultra Ball to, of course, fetch more stuff from the deck early on. More consistency. Shady Dealings can still find whatever you want. Pretty interesting. Okay, now let's talk about some Mimi Rogue decks, because that's what we do here sometimes. Mimikyu with the Acerolas Premonition. Allows you to slap 13 damage counters if you played Acerolas Premonition, and Acerolas Premonition looks at the opponent's hand and look, you can draw a card for every trainer card you find there. Probably not going to be worth playing. Could be a tech card in specific decks though, but you have to play Acerolas Premonition to actually make it good. Genesect with Toxtricity now is able to, of course, one-hit KO. It only lowers down the HP of VMAXs, but now people play VSTAR, so probably a tier 3 deck. Although Genesect is still good though. Still a deck that could actually work out a little bit. Hoopa with the Genesect. People have also been testing out with Hoopa and Genesect. Hoopa can of course hit for both the Psychic type and the Darkness type into one. You can utilize Alessa Sparkle, you can use Galarian Moltres E-Switch to get it off in one turn. You can knock out Fighting type Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not convinced about the deck. Manaphy VMAX, no, it's not in here. Next is Dracozolt VMAX. If you get hit, people put a lot of damage counters on themselves, but there's a lot of one-hit KO decks right now. A lot of them, to be honest. So we're gonna have to put this to don't play Dracozolt VMAX. Could surprise people out of nowhere, but it doesn't gain a lot of new things. Obstagoon and Inteleon, a super solid tier 3 deck. It actually was very great upon the times where Mew did not play the Meloetta, but now if people are playing Meloetta, Obstagoon also doesn't have a great shot against the other decks. High end of tier 3 though. Zeraora with Blaziken. Nothing has changed except for the fact people are playing Manaphy, so definitely belongs in tier 3 now. Definitely belongs in tier 3. We have a couple of decks. Inteleon VMAX, the one from Rebel Clash, also belongs in tier 3 now. As mentioned, people are now sniping. People are now having Manaphy, so the additional damage output that the Inteleon provided is not going to be too impactful anymore. Moving forward, Corviknight with Bronzong. Some sort of a Bronzong counterbox deck is still not performing quite well, and with so many fire decks returning to the format, nothing will change. Corviknight VMAX can still get one-shotted by Mew VMAX, can still get one-shotted by Ice Rider now, and can still get one-shotted by a single strike Urshifu VMAX. That's why it is on the lower end here. Greedent VMAX. I put this on the don't play this, and as a little disclaimer, why is it in here? Yeah, there's a lot of decks right now. Although if Malamar becomes great, Greedent could become better, but this is not playing Subbles. This is not playing Subbles. This is not playing Subbles. So a lot of things still not playing Subble, although it might be actually a tier 3 deck. Yeah, not don't play this. There are decks they say like, what am I playing? What am I playing? Vikavolt with Inteleon. Vikavolt with Inteleon is here. These are like the decks on the lower end of it. So we'll see. We'll see. So the Vikavolt is an interesting card, allowing you to get item lock going. We now have Choice Belt. Instead of slapping only 50 damage, you're slapping a whopping 80 damage, which is actually way better. Slapping 80 damage could actually be relevant with item locking and then KOing some stuff. Let's put the Vikavolt also in tier 3. I don't see it getting any better, by the way, just because of the fact that a lot of these decks just go crazy and KO you. That's why the tier 1 decks are just so powerful. They have one-shot potential. They have one-shot potential and they have some crazy good engines going. Okay. Bolton with Inteleon has seen some minor success, but needs way too much. You need the Old Cemetery, you need Shady Dealings. Of course, there's that cool-looking Yampert, which can get some cards, Pokeball and Great Ball back, but probably still going to be a don't play this deck. Yeah. Cool. Not a lot of decks left. Entei with Suicune. It's like also Raikou on top of that is like a counter box deck. Utilizing Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. The problem is that Suicune only hits the fire stuff for weakness. Entei only hits Genesect for weakness. And Leafeon lowers down a little bit. So I don't know how to feel about the Aurora Energy build with Entei and Suicune combined. An Aurora box. They all have Fleet Footed, by the way, which is strong. I think some people will actually make this correct. Mark my words. Lapras VMAX, having Bench Barrier, finally protecting those snumps. Can Lapras with Eldegoss be better? Can it be better than tier 2? I don't think so. There's also lightning stuff coming back with Flaffy, so it gets knocked down a little bit as well. Putting it tier 2 for now. Okay, not a lot of decks left. Let's talk about Sylveon VMAX. It's a Psychic deck. Having Blaziken in the deck, having Urshifu in the deck, so many different types. It's not good right now, and I don't know if it will get any better. You don't hit a lot of great things for weakness right now, although Blaziken could help out if the opponent starts with Genesect in their Mew list. Also solid tier 2 deck. Lots of solid tier 2 decks. I think the meta has been turned into the VSTAR mechanics, Arceus and the Charizard on top of these tier 1 decks. Obstagoon. Obstagoon saved my butt a couple of times. If Johto Bird's box will become good, it will be shut down by people playing a lot of Collab Stadium. Yeah. And Inteleon gonna be in 1.5. Will it be better? I think so. Let's just put it in 1.5 next to the control deck. Sounds about right to me. You guys are making more sense by the minute. Then there's Whimsicott with Honchkrow. Also a solid deck. You discard all your tool cards, but you need a whole heap of draw engine. And it's also a stage 1. But it only needs 1 energy. We're gonna be having to try that out. Is it better than the one with Pachirichu? You're slapping 10 damage plus 40 more for every tool, and you discard them. You can combine that with the Garbodor and the double turbo energy or the twin energy, so you can get a huge blast in the late game as well. What is the rant? It's a crazy mill deck. It is a crazy mill deck. Yeah, seems okay to me. Not a lot of decks left. There's Shadow Rider without Whimsicott, just with the Alcremie build. Also going, I'm just going to be putting them side to side, by the way, because I have not made up my mind. Alcremie has the one-shot potential. Whimsicott has the sniping capabilities and shutting down special energies. Charizard Leon, finally being able to one-hit KO VMAXs. If there's 4 Leons in your discard pile and you have Choice Belt onto your Charizard, you're actually going to be slapping 330 damage. You have building consistency with Battle Sense. We should try this out. Then, Cinderace Chinchino. Could benefit from... Also, Charizard now has the Magma Basin as well. So we maybe put it a little bit higher. Could be interesting to try out. Cinderace has Chinchino, the new Minchino to get Cal for family going. You have Choice Belt, allowing the Cinderace to slap 220 damage, which is enough to knock out basic V Pokemon. You can be playing Boss's Orders because of the fact you have Draw Power with Chinchino, and you can get energies through the ability. And you also have a way to use Magma Basin on top of the ability, so you can get like 3 fire energies instantly. I like it. I like it as well. So many decks we still need to try out. There's going to be so much content coming. How does Greed and Suicune work? There's a video about it on my channel, by the way, for most of these decks. The new decks we're going to have to still figure out, but we have almost made it through. Only 4 decks remaining. And this is going to be a Mimikyu deck. I'm going to be putting it here in the Don't Play This category as well, because of the fact that this is a Mimikyu deck with another double turbo energy and Yveltal, and all cards running on double turbo energy. So interesting. Next up is the Pikachu VMAX. Pikachu VMAX slaps 270 if I have looked correctly. Let's just calculate Pikachu VMAX. There we freaking go. Look at this chunky fella. Look at him. Okay, 270. 270 damage with Choice Belt. 320. Leonzard should be higher. Is Leonzard higher? It still has consistency issues though. Low end of tier 2. That's as high as I'll go. That is as high as I'll go. We were talking about Pikachu with Flaffy. Is able to KO stuff like the V-Stars. Coming a little bit short for the VMAXs though. Yeah. Unfortunately. Sorry to backtrack, but what's with Ice Rider with V-Star? No, it is the path to the peak. And it also comes better with, of course, Choice Belt. So yeah, we can one-hit KO. You play Shady Dealings, find Choice Belt, Leon, boom, KO. Also, you don't always need it because you can quick shoot as well. Moltres with Urshifu. Is it as good as with Melanie? Or is it better? Probably a little bit worse, right? So let's put it over here. Just because of the fact lots of decks will actually have Manaphy now. If I'm playing Ice Rider, I'm playing Manaphy. That's what it is. I think Centiskorch is better than Leonzard. Okay, now we've satisfied them all. Look at this. Yeah, look at this. I think we've satisfied them all. Tier 3, yeah, sounds okay. And the last deck out of the bunch, ladies and gentlemen, is Tornadus VMAX with Houndoom. Is this a deck worth looking into? Is this a deck worth... We have powerful Colorless energy, we have single strike energy, and we have the one-off Cheren Scare to put this Tornadus VMAX back in hand. But it's probably a worse version. A worse version of the... it's probably a worse version of the single strike box. Okay. I think we are here. This is the tier list after 2 hours that we come up with. So, yeah. Oh, actually, one hour and a half. Are there any changes? Let me know right now. 183 people in here. If you guys enjoyed this live stream, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Now we're gonna be going for some correction. Also, if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're gonna get daily content every single freaking day. Getting better at the game. So let's do a roundup, right? Tier 1, we have Mew VMAX, the undisputed best deck in the format. Ice Rider makes a huge leap all the way into Tier 1 because of its Choice Belt and, of course, Ultra Ball coming back. So you're going to be able to discard your Water Energies easier than ever before and utilize that beaut sweet Melanie card. Single Strike is unchanged, still Tier 1. Allowing you to, of course, gust up with Umbreon, have some match, actually can win against Mew VMAX. And has, of course, typing capabilities by your side. Also, one-hit KO potential and wall-breaking capabilities of the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. Yeah, we have Malamar gying from Tier 2 all the way to Tier 1.5 because of Manaphy. Manaphy, bench blocker, will help out Malamar and its bad matchups in the form of Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX and Jolteon. You can one-hit KO, you have access to the new Bibarel, and you're going to be able to one-hit KO all the Pokemon in history with the Rapid Strike Tentacles. There's Suicune, Ludicolo. Not a lot has changed here. You could also pair Suicune. Instead of playing Suicune, you could be playing Entei. So going back and forth is like Ludicolo with dogs or something. And then you're going to be able to utilize the Enthusiastic Dance ability, being able to one-hit KO VMAXs. Yeah. Next is Arceus V-Star, and I think it actually should be coming up a little bit higher here. Arceus V-Star is such a beautiful and broken card that somebody will make a cracked list that maybe even breaks through into Tier 1, just because of the fact you're playing double Turbo Energies, which allows you to utilize Yveltal to get rid of 3 special energies of course, the Celebrations Yveltal. There's Charizard V-Star and its friends with Entei V, Ninetales V, and of course Talonflame V and more in the deck. So very great deck with Magma Basin. Gengar becomes as good as it ever was, but it actually gains Choice Belt, allowing it to one-hit KO VMAXs now. So lots of more decks getting me, of course, able to one-hit KO. There's Sableye Weezing, good as it ever was. The problem will be that, of course, people will be utilizing V-Star Pokemon, which only gives up 2 prize cards. So the ways you should play around is definitely with the Galarian 1 prize Moltres, helping you out a little bit. Control, Tier 1.5, there it needs one cracked player to just make this one of the best decks in the format. Could even be the best deck in the format, but I have not figured out a perfect control list, but we'll see that out very shortly. If there's any changes, let me know in the comments below. And Leafeon VMAX gets the Choice Belt as well, being able to 2-shot while consistently healing with the Cheryl. And yeah, Flygon can be such a huge threat. Flygon and Arceus, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Flygon, by the way. Even though it can one-hit KO VMAXs, it still requires a lot of setup. Let's say you use the attack. Let's say, for instance, you're using the attack of Arceus V-Star and setup of Flygon V. Well, the opponent will use Umbreon VMAX and KO it, or people will use Bulbasaurus and Mew VMAX and just KO it. So I'm afraid Flygon didn't make the cut. Togekiss VMAX gets a huge buff with Cheren Scare, allowing you to get the Pokemon back in your hand. There's the one prize Galarian Moltres Hoopa deck, still as good as it ever was. Urshifu and Jolteon gets knocked down a tier because of the fact of Manaphy, and if people will be, if these decks become ever good or better than ever before, either they will need to adapt, play something like the aforementioned triple quick shooters on top of maybe Galarian Zigzagoon, and maybe even playing the Medicham Yoga Loop and the Urshifu decks to even stand a chance if they come good, but they are easily countered right now, dropping down a tier to tier 2. Raichu, new archetype, of course, with Flaffy, reminds us of Blacephalon GX, and endless damage output, does need a little bit to set up, so tier 2 because of consistency issues. Duraludon shuts down half of the decks in the top tier because of its crazy skyscraper ability. Leafeon is a little bit afraid of the new fire stuff coming out and drops down to tier 2, even though it has Snow Leaf Badge. People could be running Tool Jammer or Tool Scrapper. Eternus can, of course, one-hit KO now with the Choice Belt and will grab back to Galarian Zigzagoons. Durant is a nasty mill deck that could be very aggressively milling opponents with Curse Shovel, Double Turbo Energy, Twin Energy, and stuff like Team Yellhorn to confuse you out of nowhere, and you're gonna be saying like, ugh. Beedrill, one-hit KO, anything with a special energies on top of Galarian Birds, which actually have great typings. There's the Quad Entei deck with Cape of Toughness, Magma Basin, and Heat Fire energies, super solid. Zacian V and Zamazenta are actually, yeah, tier 2. They're not too good, maybe they're even worse than they ever were because of the fact people can one-hit KO them, people use Path to the Peak, people can shut them down, people can one-hit KO them. Zamazenta is not as viable as it used to be because of the fact that, yeah, V-Star Pokemon are around. Entei, Suicune, Raikou, Counter Box deck could be interesting to check out. Urshifu Moltres is a less consistent version of the Melanie build. Shadow Rider now has 2 friends, Alcremie VMAX and Whimsicott. Both doing stuff in their own right. Whimsicott shutting down special energies and Alcremie having the one-hit KO potential. Sad of the weakness of course, the Darkness type, because Mew VMAX still the best deck in the format. Same story for Dragapult VMAX. Victini VMAX having Path to the Peak, Crushing Hammers, and now have Magma Basin. If you whiff out on energy, helps it out, but there are better fire versions out there. Sylveon VMAX is not going to be the best deck in the format as of late. It's better and expanded. There's a Lapras now protecting their snumps with the one and only Manaphy. There's some new decks coming back again. There's Centiskorch coming back from the woodworks with Magma Basin. You can playing Hyper Potions, Big Charms, etc. But you do damage yourself with the Magma Basin, so be careful. Raikou is in the Raichu deck, by the way. Don't worry about it. There's Rayquaza being, of course, a little bit more safe from bench sniping. Bench sniping will be seeing a reduction in popularity, but we have Manaphy to save the day. Should always be included in the decks with Flaffy. Hoopa with Genesect, not going to be too impactful. It's still tier 2, could work out because Mew is still the best deck in the format. Tornadus Houndoom is the last version of the Umbreon single strike version. Blissey V has Cheren Scare, not that's going to matter too much, but Dusknoir build of Blissey could be pretty powerful because you can move around the energies, Cheren Scare, and go in loops. There's Genesect V with Toxtricity. Problem is Toxtricity only has the VMAX downer, not for V-Stars. Charizard Leon gets Choice Belt and allows you to KO anything in the game. But you do need some setup, and Magma Basin will help it out a ton as well. You're a 1-price deck. Obstagoon only works against Mew and stuff. Salazzle also is pretty interesting. I probably would have put it a little bit higher here because of the fact you can now one-hit KO with a double turbo energy or 2 energy. Double turbo energy will not work too well. You still need your 2 energy to one-hit KO on top of Choice Belt. Yeah, for the rest, these are tier 3 decks, and I'm not going to be explaining why they are tier 3. This is the tier list. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining this live stream. I am glad you massively showed up at this live stream. If you are new to the channel, the first live stream you're ever seeing, hit that subscribe button. You're going to get daily content. And of course, I want to thank every single one of you guys that joined this live stream. Hopefully, you guys are satisfied with today's tier list. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG content. I'll be uploading a Whimsicott VSTAR deck profile tomorrow, so definitely stick around. You don't want to miss that out. We're going to be talking about more Brilliant Stars content on the channel every single week, so it's going to be fantastic. Go check out Potown Store if you're looking for TCGO code cards. You can, of course, use that coupon code ZapDoesTCG for a whopping 5% of your complete order. Definitely do so if you're still in dire need of any of these cards. Fusion Strike codes are actually pretty cheap right now. You can also get some codes from other sets, and there's even promo codes, for instance, the ones from the League Battle decks. Definitely check them out. They are very, very good. And there's also cardmarket.com for European player. If you're a European player, you can utilize Card Market, use the referral name ZapDoesTCG, and you're going to be able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. Last but not least, yourplaymat.com. If you are in dire need to create your own unique custom playmat, use the link down below, and yeah, you can utilize it to create your own unique custom playmat, and that's going to be allowing you to actually create one from scratch, upload your favorite wallpaper or upload your favorite design, and they turn it into a beautiful, beautiful playmat, and you can get 10% off down below. Will this tier list be the correct one? Probably not. This is a prediction video, so yeah, a little disclaimer, a little warning. We've created it together. It could be entirely wrong, but the thing I'm certain of is that Ice Rider will be good, Single Strike Urshifu will be good, and of course Mew VMAX will be good. These probably going to be good. Probably going to be testing out Malamar a little bit more to come up with a very crazy list. You're going to be seeing that on the channel as well, but let me know how you feel about this tier list. What would you change if you're watching this not live, but just as an upload? Let me know in the comment section what you would personally change about this tier list. Did I forget any deck? I'm very curious to hear your opinion down below. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG epicness. Peace.
Missing someone, love with all your heart. Missing someone, love with heart. How much you miss it, and you miss it. the start. And you did right from the start. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone and missing someone.